Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, sir, I will start the session.
Yeah.
So, good morning, Mr. ETB Samuel, Jigme Harrison, and good morning to the participants. We are watching this live session. Welcome to the session on the future of IoT, Internet of Things. In this session, we will embark on a journey to explore the upcoming developments and potential transformations that awaits us in the world of IoT. The Internet of Things has already made significant strides connecting our devices, homes, and cities, but its evolution is far from complete. As we gather here today, we find ourselves at the forefront of a remarkable era where technology continues to reshape our lives. The fusion of physical devices, digital connectivity, and data has unlocked immense opportunities for innovation and efficiency. However, what lies ahead holds even greater in promise and holds the potential to redefine how we interact with our environment. The future of IoT session aims to provide insights into the exciting developments and trends that will shape the IoT landscape in the coming years. As the number of connected devices continues to grow, the possibilities for innovation and transformation are virtually limitless. Before we start Mr. Samuel's session, I would like to give some short introduction about him. So we are pleased to introduce Mr. ETP Samuel Jigme Harrison, a highly accomplished semiconductor professional based in Singapore. With his extensive expertise and contributions to the semiconductor industry, Mr. Harrison has made a significant impact in the field of technology and innovation. Throughout his career, Mr. Harrison has demonstrated a deep understanding of semiconductor technologies, their applications, and their implications for various industries. With a strong academic background in engineering and a passion for innovation, Mr. Harrison has played a pivotal role in the development and deployment of cutting edge semiconductor solutions. As a semiconductor professional, Mr. Harrison has been actively involved in designing, testing, and optimizing semiconductor devices and integrated circuits. His expertise spans a wide range of areas, including semiconductor manufacturing processes and device physics, circuit design, and system integration. So, at the end, I would like to introduce to the motto of Mr. Harrison, connecting intelligence, shaping tomorrow. I would like to hand over this session to Mr. Harrison, and also thanks a lot for joining us today. And over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for the brief introduction and welcome to all the participants. I hope that this session of future of IoT will be quite interesting and you will learn a lot on what is happening in the industry and what is the future ahead of IoT. So once again, I'm thankful to Thames Tech Solutions for giving me this opportunity to address all the participants and the research scholars who have joined this session. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Okay, so the topic for today is future of IoT. So this is actually a very interesting topic because right now the trend is towards IoT devices, IoT implementation in different kinds of industries. So let's look into the definition of IoT, the evolution, the architecture, and the applications, the sensors, the challenges we have, and also the future of IoT. Okay, so talking about the digital world we are in right now, we almost live in a digital world where we are getting connected to digital gadgets on a daily basis, and only through technology we could have this online session. So with the advancement of technology, we are getting connected to digital gadgets on a daily basis, and even if we tend to stay away from it, we are some way or the other getting connected to it. So even after COVID, it has even become worse that we are more addicted to digital gadgets. So I'm sure that we can even live without electricity for half an hour, but not without internet for even 5 minutes. So even we sometimes feel that without internet, even a smartphone seems useless. So that is how the world is moving forward. So smart homes are also adopting new technologies like big data, IoT, and by 2030 we expect to have 125 billion devices connected to the internet. So for this, we also have AI speeding up the tasks and making up the workplace more efficient. So almost all industries, it may be medical or consumer or retail or whatever industry it is, they are implementing IoT technologies, AI technologies to make the workplace more efficient. So there is also a threat that mass unemployment can arise. So that is why we have these kinds of sessions to enrich the knowledge of the students as well as the technical professionals to get updated on what is happening in the industry and to equip ourselves with the current trends and current skill sets required to sustain in the industry. So with the advancement of technology, we have different kinds of gadgets right now, from starting from laptops, home appliances, smartwatches, drones, cars, and everything has different kinds of automation technologies involved in it. So we could see the advancement we have right now. The connectivity is also quite fast. We have 5G connectivity, so we are able to connect our smartphones with smartwatches and smartphones with our smart glasses. So all this is happening with the advancement of technology. And if you look into this roadmap, starting from 1400 to 2050 in future, we had the printing press in 1400, and then the telescope, and followed by steam engine and telegraphs, and it soon came up to light bulbs and so on. You can see that the size of the first digital computer was 50 tons. So, and the first portable computer was 55 pounds. So you can see how big it was. Then we had the smartphones, microprocessor, Windows, the DVDs, Google, hybrid cars, one camera phones. Because earlier days CDs were quite popular, and then it became DVDs, and after DVDs it became Blu-ray, and after that, right now. The DVD trend has changed to all the smart TVs and smart TVs with YouTube channels. So this is how it is right now. And then we have the future of IoT, the 3D movies, first 3D chip. So this is the trend moving forward, and we are expecting a big roadmap in 2050. So the now talking about Internet of Things. So I'm sure that we all are aware of Internet of Things, because this is the talk of the town right now. But we have been using Internet for a very long time, from say 20-25 years ago. But only now we have this term called IoT. Why is it so? Because previously we were only able to connect our laptops and only our desktops, to say only our desktops where we've been connected to internet through dial-up connections those days. And later on we had smartphones with wireless Wi-Fi getting connected to internet. And then right now we are able to connect even physical devices like home appliances, and all the physical devices are getting connected to internet. So this is the idea behind Internet of Things. So when we look into the evolution of IoT, the evolution of IoT looks very interesting. In 1982, we had few friends who were students in a university. They were actually working on a different projects, and they were actually quite thirsty. So they wanted to check if the Coke vending machine had enough number of Cokes. So it was then they came up with an application to check if the Coke vending machine had enough number of Coke. So for this purpose, they first connected the Coke vending machine to internet. And this was the first physical device getting connected to internet. And then in 1990 we had the bread toaster connected to the internet, and in 1993 we had the coffee machine connected to internet. And in 1999 we had Kevin Ashton, who came up with the term IoT. So you can see that in the evolution of IoT, we initially had a Coke vending machine, a bread toaster, and a coffee pot. So these three were the devices connected to internet in the earlier stages in 1980s and 90s. But right now we are able to connect an entire house to internet. We are able to connect an entire city. So this is how the evolution has happened. So in 2008 we had the first IoT conference. Okay, talking about the architecture of IoT, the architecture of IoT is also quite interesting to note that you can see we have different kinds of layers in the IoT platform. So you can see that the different layers are quite interesting. We have perception layers, network layers, processing layers, application layers. So you can see that each layer has different kinds of components in it. So if you can see the perception layer, you have cameras, robots, sensors in it. And in the network layer, you have routers like Wi-Fi modules, Bluetooth modules for transmission purpose. And the processing layer, you have the cloud data centers for the cloud processing, the cloud network. And the application layers include smart health, smart manufacturing systems, smart homes, smart city. So this is how it works. So initially there is collection of data through the perception layers, through cameras, robots, sensors, and then we have network layer to come to transfer the collected data to the servers to be saved, and through Wi-Fi modules, Bluetooth transmissions, and then it is processed in cloud, and then it is sent to the application, which is your smartphone, smartwatches. So this is how the architecture of IoT exists. So when we talk about IoT network, sensors play a very major role in IoT devices. When you consider the field like artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, you have lots of data sets to play with. Whereas in IoT, it is only the sensors which play a very major role in the IoT network. So we have different kinds of sensors, starting from chemical sensors, optical sensors, gas sensors, accelerometers, level sensors, proximity, noise, motion, light, and moisture sensors. So you can see different kinds of sensors are used here in the IoT network. So when you consider the temperature sensor, the temperature sensors are used to monitor the temperature of the soil to help with the agriculture field of agriculture. And motion sensors used to detect the movement of people, so it can be used in security and intrusion detection systems. So almost all the companies who have very secure communication systems, they will always implement motion control sensors, so that if there is any movement inside the lab, an alert is sent. Otherwise, the lights are switched off. So these are different kinds of sensors we use. And also we have level sensors, proximity sensors. Level sensors are used in the automobiles, like fuel gauges to display the level of fuel in the tank. And also we have proximity sensors to detect the presence or absence of objects. So when there is an object closer to the sensor, an alert is sent. So this is the proximity sensor. And we have chemical sensors, gas sensors installed in different kinds of industries. So these sensors are used to detect the presence of combustible gases, like very dangerous gases, and also dangerous chemical substances. If there is any leakage of chemical substances or gas, an alert is sent through this sensors. So this is the idea behind the IoT sensors. And also we have other sensors like accelerometers, gyroscope, and all. So if you look into this image, these are the sensors which are available in the market right now. We have the temperature sensors, color sensors, alcohol sensors to detect the presence of alcohol. We have gas sensors, we have smoke sensors, thermistors, proximity sensors, and we also have raindrop sensors, the PIR sensors, and also touch sensors, infrared sensors, humidity sensors, soil moisture sensors. And so these are the different kinds of sensors which are available in the market. So you can purchase these sensors, and also you can make your own hardware connection to see how it works. So now talking about applications of IoT. The applications of IoT are in plenty. Like we have the IoT being used in different fields. So talking about the applications, you can see that it covers a wide range of applications, starting from consumer and home to smart infrastructure, security and surveillance, healthcare, transportation, retail industry, and other industry purposes. So these are the different kinds of sectors in which IoT plays a very major role, and I'm sure that it has almost covered the entire industry, starting from the small industries to the large industries, so on. So this is the idea behind the IoT applications. And when we look into some deeper details on the IoT applications, we have smart homes, smart cities, energy engagements, like the power grids replaced by smart grids. And also we have lots of smart watches, wearables, home appliances, and agriculture. Smart farming is done. Cars, automotive cars, smart manufacturing is done. Transportation systems, healthcare. So all this use IoT for their applications. So you can see the applications are vast, and IoT is almost used in all the applications mentioned in this slide. But for all these applications, you always need an electronic device. You need a hardware. Only then the IoT sensors can function. So that is why we use Arduinos, different kinds of sensors. So I'm sure that you must have come across Tinkercad tool where we have all the IoT simulations. So it actually gives us a very clear understanding of the connections and how does small IoT projects work, how does a sensor work, and everything can be tested. So this is the application of IoT. So now let's look into some details of IoT in agriculture. IoT in agriculture is a very vast topic because we have lots of agri bots installed right now, which are also used as weeding robots to remove the unwanted plants, and also to spray pesticides. And also we have machine navigation technologies where the tractors and plowing equipments are fitted with GPS so that they can function automatically, and they also have the obstacle detection sensors installed in it. And then we have the material handling. So we have the lifts to carry heavy materials. Plant spacing is possible so that using the machines to plant seed or a small plant, the optimization of space is even better, and the yield is good. So the quality is also better, production cost is lesser. And also we have drones for continuous farm surveys. If there is any a change in temperature, an alert is sent. And also plant counting can be done by drones, so everything is monitored by drones right now. And also remote sensing is possible, like crop monitoring. If there is a change in climatic conditions, humidity levels, an alert is sent to the farmers. And also based on the weather conditions, the farmers can actually um, uh, plan to um, cultivate a particular crop based on the weather conditions and the temperature. And also soil quality can be also be tested using the IoT sensors. So this is a very major role we have of IoT in agriculture. So now let's look into a small video of it is actually a case study of how IoT helps in agriculture.
Extreme weather conditions, climatic changes, and environmental impacts are some of the challenges faced by the agriculture industry in meeting the growing food demands, and IoT has been helping to tackle these challenges. Smart farming is a high-tech, efficient, and sustainable approach to agriculture. This is achieved by applying connected devices and innovative technologies within the agriculture process. From preparing the soil for planting to harvesting mature crops and integrating them with the cloud to provide valuable real-time insight for farmers. The IoT system can detect real-time weather conditions like humidity, rainfall, temperature, and wind conditions very accurately. The data collected help choose the right crops to grow and sustain, and allows farmers to quickly act if weather conditions become unfavorable. Apart from that, IoT applications are also being used for precise farming. Livestock monitoring, vehicle tracking, field observation, and inventory monitoring all enable farmers to analyze information and take informed and quick decisions. Farmers can also analyze soil, water, and nutrient conditions to increase the farming effectiveness and efficiency. IoT applications in the agricultural industry has made farming more efficient, effective, and sustainable, ensuring humankind's growing demand for food are always met.
Okay, so this is IoT in agriculture, and now let's move into healthcare. So IoT plays a very major role in the medical field because right now there are lots of automation happening in the medical industry. So doctors are finding it comfortable, and also there is error-free treatment with IoT automation. So we have remote patient monitoring for diseases like heart rate, blood pressure, temperature. So the patient can stay at home, and their heart rate blood pressure is monitored, glucose levels are also monitored continuously. So they don't have to be at hospital, they can be at home, they can move around. So when there is an abnormality in the health, an alert is sent to the doctors. So this is actually quite helpful, and it is also 90% accurate when we consider heart rate monitoring. So continuous monitoring is possible with IoT sensors for patients with diabetics, heart rate, heart problems, as well as BP and so on. And also we have inhalers, connected inhalers. So this connected inhalers will also help to monitor the frequency of attacks and so on. And also we have connected contact lenses from Google, which is patented. So this is also available in the market right now. And also robotic surgeries are very common, and we are all aware of robotic surgeries, robot assisted surgeries being done almost everywhere. We have lots of equipments right now to make the surgeries quite effective, and also the recovery time is also becoming less. So there is faster healing for the patients, and it is also less invasive compared to those days. So this is the advancement we have with the robots assisting in surgeries. So hopefully in future we will be having autonomous robots performing surgeries and also giving treatments. Okay, so let's look into a small video clip of how IoT is helping in the healthcare industry. So this one does not only give you the idea behind IoT just in the medical surgeries and so on. It actually gives you an idea of how IoT is helping in the entire hospital administration. So this will give you an entire picture of how IoT can be implemented in a hospital. So this is how IoT is helping in the healthcare industry. Now moving on to IoT in the um, smart home industry. So we have seen lots of smart homes coming up in cities, and also we are seeing lots of YouTubes on smart home tools. So IoT helps a smart home in terms of lighting. We have apps to control the lighting of the houses, and also we have sensors installed in kitchens to detect smoke, temperature, humidity levels. So we are helping in the kitchen, as well as we have IoT sensors installed for security systems to check on doors, windows, and electric appliances, sensors to lock the house, close the shutters, and so on. So we have different kinds of sensors for different purpose. So you have sensors, motion control sensors installed for lighting purpose. Like when you enter the house, the lights are switched on, and when you move out, they turn off automatically. So these are the different kinds of sensors we use with IoT applications. And also we have temperature control sensors. Based on the weather conditions, the temperature inside the house gets changed accordingly. So there are apps in your mobile phone to increase and decrease the temperature. Even you are able to control your AC, your air conditioners with your smartphone. The new air conditioners also are smart ACs, so that you are able to control them with your smartphone. You have to install an app, you have to connect it, you can control it with your smartphone. So we also have IoT sensors installed in for indoors for face and voice recognition. So we also can develop a protocol and order, so that like once the front door opens, the lights are switched on, and then the other doors open, then the TV is on. So we can do a setup, a software setup like that. So the everything is done automatically. So these are the different kinds of applications IoT does in smart homes. So you can see this image. It is very interesting that we have the refrigerators, washing machines, locks, doorbells, smart TVs, smoke alarms, the lights. Everything comprises of different sensors, like motion sensors, open close sensors, moisture sensors. So and they form the smart home. So this is a very interesting picture for us to identify and understand how IoT helps in smart home applications. So let's look into a small video of how IoT is helping in the smart home technology. Is playing a very major role in smart city applications, because lots of countries are right now planning to develop smart cities, so with lots of connectivity. So this is easy for tracking the traffic, the air quality, and also the transportation is becoming more effective with smart transportation. Smart parking is possible right now. Almost all shopping malls and big hospitals have these sensors installed in the parking lot, so that it indicates the occupancy limit. So we have smart lighting also. So the main aim of implementing IoT in smart cities is to reduce the waste, and so that there is efficient use of energy in the society. And this is a small video clip of how IoT is playing a very major role in smart city applications, so that the entire city, the city right now is being connected to sensors, and it is being connected to smart systems, so that the working efficiency of the society is also quite good when you consider it as a smart city. Okay, so this was about the smart cities. And now next is the IoT in smart factories. So right now we also have IoT applications in industries. So even industries are implementing the IoT technology to make their work uh, more efficient and also have good quality of products in the market. So almost all the industries are also getting connected to internet. But even though there are some challenges in connectivity and also the employees have to be equipped with more skills in order to use the IoT devices. So the IoT in smart factories are also known as industrial IoT. So they come under the industrial IoT platform. So you can see that all the industries like which has cranes and different kinds of drilling machines, different kinds of machines, logistics, smart logistics is becoming smarter. Packaging is also becoming smart packaging. So all this is being controlled by smartphones and the internet. So this is actually a small video for us to understand how a normal company without IoT was later converted into IoT and what was the benefit when the factory became a smart factory.
This is Sam, and he's the manager at a manufacturing unit. His responsibilities include optimization of supply chain and manage huge data like ERP. Often he faces issue when the machinery stops working or when the system is thrown errors that affect the production. With the current system, Sam is unable to have a track of breakdown incident data in an automated manner. He needs to drive production, modernization, and enable business in an incorporated and data-driven industrial environment. To improve the product quality and customer satisfaction, he needs access to much richer analytics and need an efficient integrated ERP system that spans not only inventory and planning, but also financials, customer relationships, supply chain management, and manufacturing execution. This is where Sterison's IoT solution comes in. Sterison's IoT solution provides real-time monitoring of the production status, important key metrics, and production-relevant messages. Our solution enables tracking and tracing of individual products and enables manufacturers to easily replicate their production process and to solve problems in a timely manner, and supports automated reporting and auditing. And to get on, how industrial IoT can be implemented in Sam's business. At first, the purpose-built-in individual sensors will be installed in the plant like places over the conveyor belt and measure many sources of data. When the sensor is added to the production unit, it will help to monitor production flow in real time that will benefit time management and saves the unnecessary work. Aside from sensors, the data is captured from the existing PLCs as well and is periodically sent to the cloud for analysis and to help create predictive models. The data is processed and displayed as dashboards on the HMIs, portraying the different calculative parameters like machine utilization, process efficiency, etc. Also, alerts can be integrated to mobile phones or as emails in times of abrupt downtime or malfunctioning of the system. Here is what our IoT system can do for your manufacturing units. Real-time monitoring of the production status, advanced statistics of process data, tracking and tracing of individual products, easy to replicate production process, automate reporting and auditing, automated reporting and auditing, automated machine failure alerts, automated plant temperature monitoring and control, view reports everywhere, removes manual data entry errors and saves time and cost spent on labor, advanced dashboards to complete insights of the manufacturing plant, integrates with any ERP, advanced reports related to machine utilization, machine efficiency, machine reliability, yield, variance sigma level reports, etc. With Sterison's IoT solution, Sam has made his manufacturing plant smart and improves the product quality. No more unplanned maintenances. Stedison's IoT solutions, trusted by 50 plus manufacturing plants.
Okay, so this was IoT in the smart factory. Now is the important topic to discuss, which is the challenge we have in the IoT industry. So I'm sure that we all are aware of the challenges we have in the IoT industry. So once you are connected to the internet, security is a concern. Security is the backbone of IoT because we are able to collect data, store data, and process the data. But is the data secure? Because it is going through different Wi-Fi connected networks. So lack of encryption is one of the reason where hackers can manipulate the security algorithms, which is a loophole for them, and also lack of sufficient testing because more focus is put only on the protection of the IoT devices and not on the security part of it. So there is lack of testing, which is also paving way for more cyber attacks happening in the IoT devices, and also weak logging details. Stronger authentication is always required for any application. We even in our social media applications as well as our banking applications, we have two-factor authentication. So this is actually to ensure that we have more security in the login. So we users weak credentials are actually paving way for easy hacking into the system. So these are the points on the security point of view. And what are the motives behind the security attacks happening right now? So 41% is contributing to ransomware attacks. Previously, those days, people were kidnapping the others for money, so they were demanding ransom. But right now, they are taking control of the systems and demanding ransom. So even last year, the Ames server at Delhi was hacked, and it was a ransomware attack. And then 27% is for insider threats. 26% is based on political parties, each party trying to attack the other party, and also 26% is contributing because of competition between business units and industries, and sadly 24% is also contributing to cyber war. So motive behind 24% of the attacks happening is also cyber war, which is actually a scaffold situation because there was a recent article that even the next 9/11 can even be a cyber attack, which is actually a very scaffold situation in which we are right now. Because with the advancement of technologies, we always see the positive side of it, but the negative side of it is also enlarged. Okay, so this is the motive behind it. And when we talk about the different kinds of attacks, we have new kinds of attacks happening in the industry, which is the DDoS attack, denial of service attack, and the APT attack. So these are the new types of attacks happening. So what is meant by DDoS attack? It is the denial of service attack, where there is unusual traffic in the internet channel, so that your usual work is getting affected. So this unusual traffic is being pushed by the hacker. So this is the denial of service attack. So your regular service is denied and new unusual traffic comes into the channel. So this is one type. And the other one is the APT attack, where the attacks happen in regular intervals. So before you can recover from one attack, the other attack happens in 5 more minutes. So you cannot predict the number of attacks happening. So this is quite even a critical situation to deal with. When we talk about the types of cyber attacks, there are many different types of cyber attacks in the market right now, like man-in-the-middle attack, zero-day exploit, DNS tunneling, the cryptojacking attack, XSS attack. So cryptojacking is related to the cryptocurrency attack, and we have social engineering attacks happening due to human errors. And also we have the DDoS attack, as I mentioned earlier, and the SQL injection is to inject a SQL code to destroy the entire database. So this is also very scary situation we need to deal with, because those days we only had the antivirus issues. Not an antivirus was used for it, and it was clean because the Wi-Fi connections did not exist at that time. It was only wired connections, and only after the Wi-Fi connection started coming in, we have lots of problems with the cyberspace. Okay, so let's look into a small video of how IoT is also helping in the security point of view.
This is called a smartphone, but it's actually a multi-purpose pocket computer that stays connected at all times and goes with me wherever I go. And with this simple device, I generate an astounding amount of personal information, like pictures and videos, my web browsing habits, GPS locations, financial information, and even health information. Now, here's a question. What happens to all this sensitive data? We all know our data is stored locally on our devices, but did you know they are also recorded onto third-party cloud storage systems where large businesses can learn more about their users? Not only is this unfair, privacy is also jeopardized as cloud systems have been prone to security attacks, and sensitive data leak into the wrong hands every day. And the plot is about to get much thicker. Every day, ordinary household items and appliances like thermostats, refrigerators, alarm clocks, activity trackers, and even light bulbs are being embedded with sensor technology. We are about to enter the age of the Internet of Things, and it is predicted in a few years there will be billions of these devices. In preparation, we at BitCircle have designed the BitBox, a revolutionary product created to put power back into your hands. The BitBox is designed to connect with all your IoT devices and securely collect, backup, and transfer your data within your own network. Every piece of data in the BitBox is encrypted individually and are only accessible to the primary users. Unauthorized parties would have to try to decrypt each piece of data individually, if possible at all. And for data sharing, the BitBox allows you to create your own circles. This can be personal, professional, or even medical circles. Let your physician track your health and activity monitoring devices. Let your friends track the type of music you are purchasing. Set privacy restrictions on your service providers for a change. The possibilities are endless, and you will always be in control. Remember, no institution can protect the privacy of your personal information better than you. The BitBox puts power back into your hands.
Okay, so the next one is the design challenges we have with IoT networks. So we have challenges in the battery size. So the size of the battery is becoming smaller and smaller. The products are becoming smaller and smaller. So there is a challenge for the battery life. So best in smallest and lightweight products is also a challenge we have in the design phase. And also talking about system security, the entire IoT network should be secured, starting from the hardware and to the network and also the application part. So only if all three is secured, we will have a secure IoT network. So this is also important. And also cost of the sensors are also increasing these days. So sensor cost is rising, which is also a concern we have, because IoT is becoming a luxury product. Not everyone can implement a smart home. So IoT is becoming a luxury product, and pricing has to be controlled, and only then it can be affordable for everyone. And timing of launch is also a concern. As I mentioned earlier, there is more competition right now for IoT products. So there's the solving design problems are also not taken much effort into. So only production is mainly focused. So which is a concern we have with the design challenges. And next is the deployment challenges. Connectivity is also a backbone of IoT. So for the IoT has two backbones, which is the security as well as connectivity. Without connectivity, without internet connection, an IoT device cannot work. And even with a 2G connection, an IoT device cannot work. So for IoT the networks, you need a 4G or a 5G connectivity. And for this connectivity purpose, you always depend on a service provider. So this is also a big challenge we have in IoT devices. Poor connectivity results in no data collection, no data storage, and no data sharing. Data pre-processing is also very important, because this involves large amount of data to be processed within a short span of time. So we need to understand, the engineers should be really well talented and equipped. They should have more creative thinking to analyze the data, process the data accordingly. So skill set is also a major concern we have in IoT projects. So that is why the future generation engineers should equip themselves well with all the advancements in digital technology, so that they are well equipped to take up any job in the market. So this is the main challenge we have with IoT. So in this lecture, we have seen the evolution of IoT, the architecture of IoT, the types of sensors we use in IoT, and also the different kinds of applications of IoT, as well as the different challenges we have, like the um, security, design challenges, and the deployment challenges. Next is the future of IoT. So I'll be completing my presentation in 10 more minutes. So when we talk about the future of IoT, the future of IoT looks very promising, because in future we will have this term IoT replaced by extended IoT, where extended IoT will be a platform, an umbrella under which we will have the OT platform, the IIoT platform, the Internet of Medical Things platform, the building management system, and the IoT platform. So this is all this exists under this one umbrella, which is extended IoT, and you will have industries, healthcare units, and the commercial sectors connected to this umbrella, and we have the benefits from all the platforms, all the divisions under the extended IoT. So this is the future we have, and it is expected to be in Industry 5.0, the term of extended IoT. So we will have this blanket, and it is quite very good in progress, because under one umbrella we are able to get all the different kinds of platforms, so that it is easy to access. And this actually will require lots of even huge investments in companies, as well as the employees have to be also trained to work with this new platform. So this is the future of IoT. And when we talk about the revenue we have, the total revenue of IoT in 2025 is going to be $3 trillion. So this is actually a very big amount. And when we talk about the connections growth, you can see that there is exponential increase of connections from 2015 to 2025. So in 2015 there was 6 billion, and in 2025 it is 25 billion. So you can see the exponential growth in the IoT sector. And what are the tools used in the IoT sector? We have tools like Arduino, Device, Hive, Eclipse, IoTs, Flutter. So some of the students right now these days are using these free open source tools like Raspberry Pi, and also we have Tinkercad. So Tinkercad is also a very good software we use for IoT applications and IoT simulations, because before we implement the IoT hardware, the prototype, it is always good to have the simulations done. So that is why we require tools like Tinkercad, Raspberry Pi, and so on. So this is the tools we use for IoT, and the certifications for IoT are in plenty. We have the postgraduate program in IoT, which is the PG program in Internet of Things, offered by BITS Pilani. So this is actually a work integrated learning programs. Faculty members, research scholars, and also engineers working in the industry can also pursue this program. And also we have the Electronics and ICT Academy, along with IIT Guwahati, giving us an advanced certification in embedded systems and IoT. So this is also an online course. And also we have the Indian Institute of Embedded Systems providing an IoT course with placement, PG certificate in 5G connectivity, 5G technology, and IoT from IIT Roorkee, and Internet of Things Foundation certification from Cloud Credential Council. So all these are online certifications, and apart from this, you also have different other certifications provided by different IITs and NITs in India. So you can also check them online. When we talk about PG courses in Asia, master programs in Asia, like MTech in IoT related subjects, we have that in NITs, National Institute of Technology. We have around 20 NITs in India. So you can check their websites for more details. And also these universities also have the various certification courses in IoT. And also we have Indian Institute of Technology, IITs, around 22 IITs are in India, so that they also have different kinds of IoT courses, master programs, MTech programs related to IoT subjects. And also we have other Indian universities like BITS Pilani and the IIIT. So IIIT is also becoming very famous right now all over India. So you can check their websites. And also we have other universities in Asia. the abroad universities in Asia, which are the very top universities like the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, NTU, NUS in Singapore, TUM Asia, King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, University of Tokyo. So all these are the very top universities we have in Asia. So they also have different kinds of new technology courses for master programs. So you can make use of this opportunity. And talking about job roles in IoT, we have plenty of job roles in IoT, like IoT security engineers, IoT embedded engineers, IoT platform developers, IoT architect, and chief IoT um, officer. So this also requires good technical knowledge of electronics as well as good programming skills. So with good programming skills, you can actually have an opportunity for IoT platform developer, IoT architect, because this requires lots of programming to be done. So if you are good in programming, you can opt for these kinds of roles. Okay, so before I end my presentation, I would like to just give you a small insight into the society in which we are in right now. So previously we were in society 1.0, which was a hunter-gatherer society. People were hunting on each other for food and livelihood. So then we moved to society 2.0, which was an agriculture society. People started moving from rural areas to towns, and from the very backward classes, they started to do work, and agriculture was the main occupation in India. And then we started to move from rural areas to towns to work in industry. So it became an industrial society, which is society 3.0. And then we moved to and information society, which is society 4.0. People started to move from rural areas and towns to cities to work in information technology companies. So the livelihood has also improved, and also India became a transformed nation, digitally transformed nation. So we have seen this happening over the years. And we are very blessed to be in this society 4.0 right now. So moving forward, we will be having a super smart society in industry 5.0, where we will be having AR VR headsets for classrooms and hospitals, because the main idea of industry 5.0 is to implement smart hospitals and smart classrooms. So doctors and patients will be communicating with smart AR VR headsets, as well as the and students and faculty members will also be using AR VR headsets in their classrooms. So this is the idea we have, and the vision of Society 5.0. So before I end my presentation, I would like to just give you an gentle reminder that technology does not help us always. Even though we live in a very digitally transformed world, we have no choice other than sticking on to digital technologies, digital advancement. But sometimes we may even feel that abacus pen and paper were better. Nokia 1100 was even better than the smartphone we use right now. So let's look into the small video clip before I end my presentation.
Playing jazz.
Playing jazz.
Smoothie.
Making smoothie.
Calendar.
No meetings today. Remember, tandläkare at 9:30.
Fire off.
Fire off.
Open door.
Door open.
Sånn, så skal vi sette en til.
Ah, ja. Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open. Open door.
Repeat that.
Open door.
I didn't understand that.
Hey! Open door!
Play on the floor.
Get over the floor! Open the door!
Wrong voice command. Error.
Hey, William. With a rock? Open door. Open door. Higher.
Higher volume.
Higher.
Higher.
Okay, so this is actually a gentle reminder for each one of us that even though we are in a digitally transformed world, sometimes even technology does not help us always. So we get stuck with the advancement of technology. So we need to be very mindful that when we are in the cyberspace, when we are in the digital world, we need to be very careful of the contents we share online and in our social media pages. So um, I would like to conclude my presentation, and I hope that this session was quite useful with the future of IoT. So if you have any doubts on VLSA, AI, robotics, AR, VR, IoT, cybersecurity, you can connect to me through LinkedIn. So I'll be happy to assist you of any help in the above technologies. And once again, I'm very happy and thankful to the organization for giving me this opportunity. And I hope that this session was quite useful for all the participants. Thank you so much.
I have some questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. And what security measures need to be in place to ensure the privacy and protection of data in the future of IoT?
Right now we are implementing lots of cyber security protocols. So lots of encryption, decryption has to be done, because right now IoT devices are not secured. Even the CCTV cameras are also not secured. So any Wi-Fi connection right now is not secured at all. So future research is going on to ensure that the IoT network, there is cloud network is secured, and also penetration testing, intrusion detection. So all these are new researches coming up to make sure that we can secure the IoT network. So that is why we don't have any preventive measures. It is actually there should be more of encryption, decryption being done in the IoT network. So there should be some private key where only few people can access the data. So all this has to be incorporated into the network.
And what will the integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning technology shape the future of IoT?
When we talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning, they are all new technologies, and IoT is the technology implemented in the hardware to make the devices work with the connection of the cloud network and the smartphone apps. So AI and machine learning, when we connect it with IoT, they all are new technologies. But with AI and machine learning integrated into IoT network, the device can even work more efficiently, because AI is like artificial intelligence, right? So intelligence is incorporated artificially into a device. So with AI into IoT devices, devices can even work more efficiently than before.
Okay, and thank you. And what are the challenges and opportunities will arise with the increasing adoption of IoT in smart cities?
The main challenge we have is the industries should be able to adapt to the new environment, and also the people should have the proper awareness, and also connectivity is a concern, because not all areas in a city may be connected with the internet. So we need to make sure that we improve the infrastructure first. So improving the infrastructure is actually a very big task, because we need to have more investment into the infrastructure facilities to replace everything to IoT networks. So investment is a very big concern, and also equipping the engineers and the employees with the advancement of technology is also a concern. It's the main challenge we have.
Okay. And how will the future of IoT affect the job markets and employment opportunities?
No, actually, we don't expect any affect any changes in the job market, because we still have many more opportunities coming up with the advancement of IoT technologies, because not everyone can work in an IoT network, in an IoT project. It is only people with high talented people can work in IoT projects, and it is. It is not going to replace anything, because IoT technology is just adding sensors. So sensors are going to play the role here, and you're going to connect them. You're going to work on it. So the field of IoT is for sure not going to replace the jobs in the market.
Okay, and what role and which edge computing play in the future of IoT?
Ma'am, can you repeat your question, ma'am?
Okay, what role will edge computing play in the future of IoT?
Edge computing. I'm not sure of edge computing. Yeah.
And okay, and how will the advancement of 5G technology contribute to the growth and expansion of IoT?
Yeah, because as I mentioned in the presentation, with 5G connectivity, we will have a more efficient working of IoT products. Because for the IoT products, we need to have reduced lag, and also the connectivity speed should be higher. So 2G IoT networks cannot function in 2G technology. It can only work in the 5G technology, 4G technologies. So if we lower the connectivity, the IoT devices cannot work. So higher the connectivity. So right now we have 4G, 5G, and in future when we have 6G connectivity, even the IoT networks can work more efficiently.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And what ethical considerations need to be addressed in the future of IoT, particularly recording, data collection, privacy, and algorithmic decision making?
Um, Yeah, so this one is like we need to be aware of the ethical environment in the industry, and we also each engineer has to play their own part to make sure that their data which gets transmitted is all secure. So it is actually depends on the personal ethical nature in the industry, in the office environment. So we need to be mindful of the data which we transfer, which we process. It has to be secured. So each individual has to play their own part.
Yeah, okay. And how will IoT advancements enable more sustainable practices and contribute to environmental conservation?
Ma'am, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, how will IoT advancements enable more sustainable practices and contribute to environmental conservation?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, IoT, when we implement IoT in smart cities, it is going to make use of efficient energy. So when we implement motion control sensors in buildings, it actually helps to reduce the use of electricity. There is efficient use of electricity, because once a person enters a classroom or an office, the lights are switched on. When he moves out, the lights are switched off. So there is efficient use of energy. So in one sensor, you are able to get an efficient use of energy. So when we implement it in a smart city or a smart home, obviously we are going to save lots of energy. So it will help the environment a lot.
Okay, thank you, sir. This is my final question. What are the potential regulatory frameworks that will need to be established to govern the future of IoT and ensure responsible and ethical use of connected devices?
Can you repeat your question, ma'am?
Yeah. What are the potential regulatory frameworks that will need to be established to govern the future of IoT and ensure responsible and ethical use of connected devices?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, each individual is responsible for their personal data. So when we consider people, it is their personal data. When we consider industries and institutions, it is their employees' data, financial payroll data. So we need to be mindful of our own data, and we need to be we need to be careful when we are connected in the cyberspace. So when each person plays their part well when in their cyberspace, then as a whole we will not have any issues. So the number of cyber attacks will come down, and we need to ensure that we always have all the security updates being done in our smartphones, laptops, and office environments. That is proper firewall protection. So all this will eliminate the cyber attacks to an extent.
Yeah, okay, sir. The questions are over from my side. So the answers are very useful. I hope the access and the participants can understand about that. So finally, so ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of organizing committee, I would like to express our sincere gratitude for joining us today in this insightful session on the future of IoT with the esteemed Mr. ETP Samuel Jigme Harrison. It has been an enlightening experience filled with valuable knowledge and thought-provoking discussions. So we extend our heartfelt appreciation to Mr. Harrison for sharing his expertise and vision on this rapidly evolving field. His profound insights into the potential of IoT and its impact on various industries have broadened our understanding of the technological advancement that lie ahead. We would also like to extend our thanks to all the participants who actively engaged in the session by asking thought-provoking questions. Your curiosity and enthusiasm have enriched the discussion, making it a truly interactive and valuable experience for all. So once again, thank you, Mr. ETP Samuel Jigme Harrison, for enlightening us with your expertise and inspiring us with your vision for the future of IoT. We look forward to implementing the insights gained from this session and working towards a connected, intelligent, and sustainable future. So, thank you for all participants and valuable contributions. So, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.